Can we be clear about this? If Caitlin Clark were not in the WNBA, we would not be talking about the WNBA. She is the only ticket draw in the WNBA. A large percentage of all tickets sold in the WNBA, so people can watch Caitlin Clark play
Angel
basketball.
Reese, the player who's been riding Caitlin Clark's coattails since their college days, apparently still believes she's the main character in this league's success story, even as ticket prices for their upcoming matchup have plummeted faster than her field goal percentage this season.
And guys, ticket prices for this game, ooh-wee. I thought they were coming for her too, right? Question mark? Yeah, that's what Angel Reese told us. As she decided that she wanted to play the villain role. Well, it seems that people would rather show up and pay big money to watch Batman and not
the actual game, Saturday. And guys, ticket prices for this game, I thought they were coming for her too. Right? That's what Angel Reese told us as she decided that she wanted to play the villain role. Well, it seems that people would rather show up and pay big money to watch Batman and not the Joker.
When Caitlin Clark was playing basketball was $45. And that was because they were filling the stands and there was competition there. People wanted to go watch her play. Now that she's not playing because she's out, because she's injured, the cheapest ticket is $3. Yes, I'm pretty sure a hot dog is more expensive than the seats to go watch these women play basketball. Caitlin Clark is literally making the franchise better. She's bringing in more revenue, and she's making more people watch the basketball.
The numbers don't lie, folks. They never have and they never will. But apparently, some people in this league are more interested in living in a fantasy world than accepting the cold, hard reality that's staring them right in the face when Caitlin Clark got injured and was announced to miss at least 2 weeks with a left quad strain. The entire WNBA ticket market experienced what can only be described as a financial earthquake that would make Wall Street traders weep with despair.
Tickets dropped 71% on TickPick after Caitlin Clark injury. The get-in price for the Chicago Sky versus Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever game was $86. After Caitlin Clark's injury announcement is now down to $25. And you Angel Reese fangirls will still believe and think that Angel Reese is the reason why people are watching the WNBA. It is as delusional as Angel Reese is and as delusional as...
Let's talk about what happened to the Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever game scheduled for June 7th at the United Center before Clark's injury announcement. Tickets were selling for an average of $210 with the cheapest get-in price, sitting at a respectable $86. Then came the news that changed everything within 48 hours of the injury announcement. Those same tickets dropped to an average of $95, with get-in prices plummeting to a measly $25. That's a 71% nosedive.
WNBA was popular because of her. Why are the views dropping? She said she was popular. How can we get people to watch? I don't even watch. To make the game more popular, we're going to let fans bet on Angel Reese missed layups per game. Right now, the over...
But here's where it gets absolutely beautiful, and where Angel Reese's delusion reaches heights that would make Mount Everest jealous, despite this catastrophic drop in ticket demand, despite the undeniable proof that Caitlin Clark is the engine that drives this entire league's financial success. Ree continues to act like she's somehow an equal draw. The woman who's been playing to half-empty arenas for most of her career suddenly thinks she's the co-star in this production when she's barely a supporting character.
It's paying to see Angel Reese attempt to play basketball. Hell, not even Mama Reese is paying to watch this lack of skill. My inside sources are telling me that Mama Reese demands free tickets. The Chicago Bravado, they happily oblige because they're also giving away free tickets to the other dozen or so people that show up.
The contrast between these two players' impact on the league is so stark, it's almost comedic when Clark plays games featuring her average 178 million viewers games without her a pathetic 394,000 viewers. That's a 199% gap that's wider than the Grand Canyon and twice as obvious. But somehow Angel Reese still believes she's part of the reason people are tuning in, even though every piece of evidence suggests otherwise.
$10. The next Fever Sky game After that, on July 27th, which, like the June 7th game, is taking place at Chicago's United Center, which seats 23,500 as opposed to 10,387. The cheapest ticket for that game next month is currently at $82, according to Vivid Seats. It gets much worse. Therefore, there's currently an 83% drop between...
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. Let's examine what happened when their rivalry was supposed to continue with the United Center. This wasn't just any venue change. The Sky moved their game from the 10,387-seat Win Rust Arena to the massive 23,500-seat United Center, specifically to accommodate the demand to see Caitlin Clark. They didn't make this move for Angel Reese. They didn't upgrade the venue because people were desperate to watch Chicago's struggling team. They did it because Clark sells tickets like no other player in league history. The most revealing comparison comes when we look at the tale of two tickets for these rival teams. The June 7th game with Clark injured has tickets starting at $14 on Vivid Seats. But their next matchup on July 27th, when Clark is expected to be healthy, has tickets starting at $82. That's an 83% difference between these two games, and the only variable is Caitlin Clark's availability. If Angel Reese was truly the draw she believes herself to be, wouldn't her presence alone maintain some semblance of ticket demand?
Watching Angel Reese is the most frustrating task for me on the planet. Yes, the whole planet. How many times she gets blocked? What is that? Look at it. Go again. Look at it. Blocked again. You just kind of just throwing it up there and getting blocked again. If I tear up in this video, I apologize. It's just disgusting for me to watch. The amount of layups she misses. I'm not a big hater, but bad basketball is bad because she talks trash about it too. Like she thinks she's a bucket. Listen, I will be okay. Watch this. Watch the woman in the corner. Stand up. Sit down.
But here's what makes the situation absolutely infuriating. Angel Reese's response to questions about her impact on the league has been to shut down any conversation that might force her to confront reality when reporters asked if she still believed. She was one of the reasons people are watching women's basketball. Her response was a dismissive next question. It's the kind of deflection you'd expect from someone who knows the answer would expose the delusion they've been living in. The irony is that Ray was actually correct when she originally said people watch, because of both players, not just one, but she was right, for the wrong reasons. People do watch, because of Angel Reese. They watch to see her get outplayed, outclassed, and outshined by Caitlin Clark. She's the perfect foil, the villain that makes Clark's heroic performances even more compelling.
Audience against Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky, and that number is, drumroll please, 2.7 million viewers on average, with a peak of 3.1, up 115% versus last year's regular season ABC average. The Aces Liberty, which was the game prior, gave you 1.3 million average. Folks, 1.5 additional million people said, oh gosh, the Indiana Fever are back in action. Let me stop watching the Indianapolis 500 practice. Let me stop watching the PGA golf. Let me stop watching whatever it is I'm watching because Caitlin...
The season opener between these teams broke records, becoming the most watched regular season WNBA game ever on an ESPN network with 2.7 million viewers. But here's the question that should keep Angel Reese awake at night. Would that game have drawn anywhere close to those numbers? If it was just the Chicago Sky playing any other team, the answer is so obvious it hurts when we examine the broader impact on the league. Clark's influence becomes even more undeniable. During her rookie season in 2024, the Indiana Fever led the WNBA in total attendance, bringing 340,115 fans to arenas over the course of the year. They set a new league record for total home and away attendance drawing. 343 fans to 40 games, an average of more than 16,000 per game.
I don't think the league realizes how much it relies. I don't think the league realizes how much it relies on Caitlin Clark. I think every fan knows how much it relies on Caitlin Clark. I think absolutely every fan does. But like Caitlin Clark.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky have struggled to even win games this season. Ray has maintained her rebounding prowess, leading the league in that category, but rebounds don't sell tickets, and they certainly don't generate the kind of mainstream attention that transforms a niche sport into appointment television.